Now, Pakistan doesn't live in an easy region by any stretch. In fact, to have more rational and perhaps magnanimous neighbors, many of our problems would be resolved. But as we stand, unfortunately, we don't have a relationship with India. Afghanistan's been a very difficult relationship over the past decades, promises to continue being so. With Iran, our relationships, unfortunately, sometimes good, sometimes very bad, and recently bad. And then that leaves China. The problem there is, West's competition with China increases. The more we do with China as Pakistan, the more we find some Western capitals start worrying about it. So there too, it isn't an easy equation. If we can create positive interdependence on us, that will change the entire paradigm. Pakistan's economy will start growing, and many of our problems where we cannot have independent foreign policy because we are so indebted and so dependent economically on much of the rest of the world. Even some of the countries that clearly side with India over Pakistan, that equation will only change if we start moving to cooperative geoeconomics and positive interdependence. How do you do that? So there are three pillars to this geoeconomic paradigm. First of all is regional connectivity, benefiting from your location, but benefiting in terms of economic progress. Second, development partnerships, not assistance partnerships. And third, to achieve this, a foreign policy that allows you to have these kind of relationships. Let me give you an example. Central Asia wants to connect through Pakistan to our warm waters because that's the shortest and the most cost-effective route they have to the rest of the world. Today, the West wants Central Asia to connect through Pakistan because they want to wean Central Asia off their dependence on Russia. The West is going to benefit, Central Asia is going to benefit, and Pakistan is going to become a connectivity corridor in which Afghanistan is going to gain a lot because it's their territory that will be used. Thus, the interest of any Afghan government to undermine Pakistani concerns in the region is going to go down. Let's take another example. CPEC's extension to Afghanistan is something we want and China wants. One of the aspects of that is that there's going to be transport infrastructure, Afghanistan sending material, whatever it may be, to China through Pakistan. If that's going to happen, Pakistan's going to have a monopoly over that transport corridor. That's how you develop that interdependence. Chinese interest will be there in peace in Pakistan and along that corridor. Let's take the most difficult example, India. India has bypassed Pakistan through Iran and Afghanistan to reach Central Asia. We are very upset, rightly so. But guess what? There are projects in the region like the Tapi pipeline that Pakistan and India both are signatories to. This is gas that's going to come from Central Asia through Afghanistan to Pakistan and India. Let's assume this gas pipeline is built and gas is flowing. If gas flows from Pakistan into India, and if millions of northern Indian consumers are dependent on that gas, guess what? India's interest in undermining Pakistan's security is going to be greater or lower. That's what positive interdependence is. I'm not saying this is going to happen tomorrow, but let's start picking up what can work.